Hi, I'm Jake. I make RPG supplements and videos about Pathfinder 2, or PF2. I love PF2. This is such a fun system. But oracles suck. Only since the remaster. So I'm going over oracles today. And let me rephrase that. They don't suck. They lost so much flavor and cool uniqueness when their curses just became a conglomeration of penalties. That's what I don't like. I still like oracles. It's a cool feel. It's nice to have charisma-based divine spells. There are themes that I like as well. They're just not very strongly flavored anymore. It's like watered down oracle. Rather play a cleric. But somebody asked if I would do the new oracle mystery, so I am. The oracle mysteries covered in this book in Divine Mysteries. I'm like, Divine Intervention is the name of this book again? I don't know. So the mysteries that are covered are Ashes, Blight, and Time. Ashes and Time are rehashes. Slightly modified, but since they lost some of the positive effects of their curses, they only have negative effects, and I'll go over those. And I'll also read the intro for each of them. Blight is new, so it's interesting to me. I will be reading the spells, the focus spells for Blight. So, at the beginning of Oracles, it also mentions deities that could be associated with different Oracle mysteries, in case you want to pick a deity to worship. I like that that happens throughout this book. It's useful. So new Oracle mysteries. It's just what the title is called. Ashes. You see all things in the world as fleeting and temporary, waiting to be purified into their base essence, the ash left behind after a burning fire. While you understand fire as a necessary part of this process, you see it mostly as a tool to achieve final purity, not the true goal. You have much in common with oracles with the flames mystery, but you may consider them to be short-sighted, or at best simply lacking an understanding of the truths that their burning fires impart. This is the same thing Oracle said before the remaster, for Ashes. You might see ash as the only true representation of the impermanent nature of life and its pointless existence. Alternatively, you may see the benefit ash can have on soils and farmlands as part of a larger cycle of death and rebirth. Perhaps you see the phoenix with its life cycle of being reduced to ash and reborn as a sacred creature that has achieved a higher state of being and is worthy of imitation. Or perhaps you see it as a tragic creature that can never reach the goal of perfection. If you follow a deity, you might follow gods of fire like Sarenrae, those who burn impurities to ash such as Bry or Torag, or those who strive to burn all things to ash such as the archdevil Moloch or the demon lord Flauros, who just seems like he should be the deity of Flautas. Granted spells. Cantrip Ignition, first Breathe Fire, second Mist, takes the form of ash. Creative, fun. Sixth Disintegrate, Revelation spells, initial Ash and Wind, advanced Incendiary Ashes, greater Ash form. Those are all almost identical to what they were before. Just slight changes, if any, to fit other spells after the remaster. Related domains, Destruction, Dust, Fire, Nothingness. Nothingness used to be Void. Mystery Skill Occultism, Oracle Feat, Whispers of Weakness, which in Player Core 2 is the one that lets you know immediately the weaknesses that your enemy has and give you pluses to hit them. Curse of Creeping Ashes. Your body has the traits Cursed Divine Fire Oracle. Your body is slowly being consumed by the fires of your internal power, purifying you with each passing day. You are occasionally racked with dry, wheezing coughs, and wherever you go, you leave behind a fine trace of ash that falls from your body. I have always loved the feel of the Ash Oracle. One of my first builds was an ash, well, it was a druid that dipped into the Oracle of Ash for extra fieriness because the feel is so powerful and such a strong flavor. So what it does now is if you are at Cursebound 1, you gain weakness 2 to fire damage. Any immunity or resistance you have to fire is suppressed. Cursebound 2, Swirling Ash imposes a -2 circumstance penalty to ranged attack rolls you make. Cursebound 3, your weakness to fire damage is equal to 5 plus your level. Ouch. Ouch. God, that hurts. Cursebound 4, you take a -10 foot status penalty to all your speeds as your limbs begin to crumble like ash. That is horrifying. God, the roleplay involved in that. I want to read what the Curse of Ashes did before. If you don't care to hear my opinion and an evaluation of what it was before, skip to this time. We can go right to Blight. So, Curse of Creeping Ashes. What it did before was it gave you the benefit of your flesh flows around physical threats like a cloud of ash. You gain resistance equal to half your level, minimum 1 against all physical damage, and you gain a +2 circumstance bonus to saves and DCs against grapple, shove, and forced movement. Fucking cool. Minor curse. The smoldering furnace of power within you begins to feed on your body and generate ash, which you inhale with every breath and leave behind with every step, impeding your footing. You take a -1 penalty on constitution-based checks such as fortitude saves, and your speed is reduced by 10 feet. Yes, that kind of sucks. Moderate curse. The ash you produce intensifies and fills the area around you, obscuring details and making the ground challenging to navigate. You are dazzled. Also sucks. Like a lot. You have to roll to hit anything, or even target your friends with healing. An aura of ash surrounds you in a 10-foot emanation. You and creatures in the aura are concealed. Cool. If you do not move for 1 round, heaps of ash settle in the aura, creating difficult terrain that lasts until you move, when the ashes blow away. So that moderate curse usually just sucked for you. So it has actually been changed for the better, I think. It just sucks a lot less for you. Because that's a big penalty. Major curse. You and nearby creatures collapse into ash with the slightest flame. Within your moderate curse's aura, you and all creatures gain weakness to fire equal to half your level. If a creature other than you in this aura is killed by fire damage, the body collapses into ash. Objects and structures in your aura have their hardness, and any parts of the object or structures in your aura that are reduced to 0 hit points collapse into ash. Totally flavorful, really fun, not always all that useful. So even though it lost some flavor, mostly the complaint that I have is that it missed the ability for your flesh flowing around physical threats like a cloud of ash because it's fucking creepy, and because you got a great bonus with the resistance to physical damage. That's a huge benefit to taking the Ashes Oracle. That was the main reason I could see for taking the Ashes Oracle. Now it's flavor. So anyway, the curse effects of the Curse of Creeping Ashes are just easier to tolerate now. But it's also easier now to get higher levels of Curse Bound because you just have to use a feat. Yeah, okay. It ended up in your favor a little, but you still lost the ability to flow around objects like a will-o'-the-wisp. Blight. A spring bud will wither, a mighty oak will crash to the forest floor, and a callow youth will grow into maturity, then decline into old age. You know none of these things are cause for alarm or sadness. Decay is an essential part of nature's cycle, as the old pass away to make room for or to nourish the new. After all, the flower must fall for the seed to grow, and the toppled tree not only makes room for new saplings to flourish, but also forms a home for many types of flora, fauna, and fungi. Disease, poison, and rot. These are all tools to dispose of creatures that have come to the end of their usefulness that rest in your hands. You might wield them to bring an end to lingering suffering or to spread contagion over once thriving lands. Well-meaning doctors, persistent healers, or zealous adventurers may try to stand in your way, but blight will spread in the end. I love the feel of this. If you follow a deity, you might work toward the sinister ends of Rider of Disease Apollyon, the demon lord Sithvsug, or the parasitic Glonder. You might find allies among followers of Grotus, or the cults of the outer gods. If you see your calling as part of the cycle of existence, you might venerate monitor demigods such as Mother Vulture or commune with nature. Totally makes sense to me. You are a force of nature. You're part of the cycle. Granted spells, Cantrip, Caustic Blast. First, Noxious Vapors, which is fun and useful. Second, Fungal Infestation. Fifth, Toxic Cloud. These are really fun spells. Revelation spells. Initial, Ulcerous Canker, Advanced Purging Toxins, Greater Accelerated Decomposition. Related domains, Death, Decay, Disorientation, Plague. Mystery Skill, Nature, Oracle Feat, Whispers of Weakness. It's the same one that lets you know what the weaknesses of an enemy are. Without a roll, you just know. So I will read the Curse of Inevitable Rot, and then I will go to the Revelation spells for Blight. Curse of Inevitable Rot has the traits Acid, Curse, Divine Oracle, Poison. Your magic is a constant reminder that all creatures will eventually submit to the ravages of time and the environment. You are suffused with an aura of decay. Leaves, wilt, and insects fall out of the sky as you pass. Don't get near the mosquito, which the mosquito witch patron witch. They might be bothered by you. Silverware tarnishes in your hands, and the dregs of wine turn to vinegar in your goblet. Ew, wait, I love vinegar. Great. Cursebound 1, you gain weakness 2 to acid and poison damage. Cursebound 2, you take a -1 status penalty to saving throws against diseases and poisons. Oh, that sucks. In addition, anyone attempting to treat your disease, poison, or wounds takes a -1 status penalty to the associated skill check. Cursebound 3, your weakness to acid and poison damage increases to twice your level. Oh, poison, that sucks. Oh, God, that's horrible. Especially because, poison ticks every round. Oh. Cursebound 4, your status penalty to saving throws against diseases and poisons, and the status penalty for anyone attempting to treat your disease, poison, or wounds increases to -2. God, the weakness to acid and poison twice your level. That is shit. That is shit. It's horrible shit. I don't know, they look pretty cool, though. Blight Oracle spells. Ulcerous Canker. 2 actions. Focus 1 has the traits Uncommon, Concentrate, Manipulate, Oracle, Poison, Void. Range 30 feet, targets 1 living creature, defense, Fortitude. Weeping Sores open on the target as you expose it to decay, dealing 1d4 void damage and 1d4 poison damage, plus 1 persistent bleed damage. 3 types of damage. Which means that sometimes some of it will be resisted, and sometimes some of it will trigger weaknesses. The target must attempt a Fortitude save. Critical success, they're unaffected. Success, the target takes half the initial damage and no persistent bleed damage. Failure, the target takes full damage. Critical failure, the creature takes double initial damage and double persistent bleed damage. Great. Heightened +2. The void damage and poison damage each increase by 1d4, and the persistent bleed damage increases by 2. All in all, it's a good, useful spell. If something resists part of that, it's not going to resist all of it. And if something is weak to something in there, you have 3 different things that can trigger it. Overall, it's a good focus spell. Now let's look at their 3rd rank focus spell, Purging Toxins. 2 actions, Uncommon, Concentrate, Manipulate, Oracle, Poison. Range 30 feet, targets 1 willing creature. In the right dose, a Scourge can become a Cure. Deal poison damage equal to the spell's level to the target, then attempt a counteract check against 1 disease or poison afflicting the target. Deal poison equal to the spell's level. That's not so much. Okay, that's okay. The target is then temporarily immune for 24 hours. If the target is immune to poison, the spell has no effect. So you're trying to remove a disease or poison by giving them a little bit of belladonna or something. Heightened 5th rank, you can attempt counteract checks against any number of poisons or diseases afflicting the target. It's a healing spell, but it's a very useful spell. Taking like 3 points of poison damage, yes, hello, is really nice when otherwise the poison is paralyzing you or causing 4d6 poison damage every round. Next and last Blight Oracle focus spell. Accelerated Decomposition. 2 actions, focus 6. Has the traits Uncommon, Concentrate, Manipulate, Oracle, Void. Range 30 feet, targets 1 creature, defense, Fortitude. You speed the natural process of a creature's decline and debilitation. As its body withers, the target takes 9d6 void damage and must attempt a Fortitude save. Critical success, the target's unaffected. Success, the target takes half damage and is your choice of Clumsy 1, Drained 1, or Enfeebled 1 for 1 round. Alright, that's not so bad. Failure. The target takes full damage and is Clumsy 1, Drained 1, and Enfeebled 1 for 1 round. All of them. Oh my god, that's nice. Critical failure. The creature takes double damage and is Clumsy 1, Drained 1, and Enfeebled 1 for 1 minute. Yeah, I saw that coming. Heightened +1. The void damage increases by 1d6. This is a really good spell. I mean, it just does a lot of damage. I think there really should be a proviso in here stating that it does damage to objects as well. Because the decay domain focus spell Wither? I can't remember the name right now. It says it affects objects. This should too, because it's about decomposition. Otherwise, Void doesn't affect objects. It's only living creatures. And it should affect objects and undead too, because it's decomposing them. I doubt that will be errated to be that way. I would house rule that. Because it makes sense. And it's way more useful for a 6th rank focus spell. I mean, your whole career you're going to be fighting undead. Come on, let it hurt undead. And tables and walls and doors because those are nice too. All right, time. Whether by accident, fate, or purposeful meddling, you exist slightly outside of time. While initially unmoored by moments, the countless march of milliseconds builds up to drift you further and further out of sync with your natural timeline, often in contradictory directions. You might view this as a blessing, perhaps as a sign you're somehow beyond mortality, or you can't be contained within reality's limitations. Or you might view it as a cruel curse that causes your life to slip by adrift, even as you gain power over time. Many oracles of time are without faith and either come to rely upon their own instincts to survive or turn to strange rituals and forbidden magic in attempts to break free of time's grasp. Those oracles who worship deities most often venerate Pharasma, goddess of fate, who sees all possible futures for all who ever lived, or Alceta, goddess of transitions and the passage through time. I would say Bry as well, because she is a deity of time and also clockwork. Makes sense to me. I would probably choose Bry, because I like her. She's a construct turned goddess. I think that's cool. Granted spells, cantrip time sense. First, deja vu. Third, time pocket. Seventh, time beacon. I always see bacon. Time bacon. Oop, sorry. Revelation spells, initial temporal distortion. Advanced time skip, greater manifold lives. These are almost identical to what they used to be as well. Related domains, change, fate, nothingness, which also used to be void. Time. Mystery skill, occultism, oracle feat, oracular warning. It gives +2 to initiative at the beginning of a fight to your friends and yourself, as long as they're within 10 feet, I think it is. And also, it gives temporary hit points. Curse of turbulent moments. Has the traits Curse Divine Oracle. Time passes differently for you than for everyone else. You experience fluxes that might manifest as minor day-to-day changes in your apparent age, such as a gray lock of hair or a disappearing wrinkle. So dramatic. Or as occasional ghostly temporal after-images that slightly trail your movement. That's cool. As you become more affected by your curse, time's passage becomes more disjointed for you, making it difficult for you to react to the quick actions of others. You take a status penalty to your AC against attacks made against you from reactions or free actions, and a status penalty to saving throws against effects that would make you fatigued or slowed, equal to your curse-bound value. Fucking boring. But that doesn't really hurt you. That will not come up very often. That's fine. If you're looking for the least fuck you over curse for Oracle, that's probably it. I love Blight. That's fun. Has some cool abilities. It just needs to affect everything, not just living creatures. I'm going to go over now what time used to have before the remaster, because I think it's important to know where we came from and to know if you want to include these in your games, because I always am going to be going with the old mystery benefits and penalties and using the new Oracle curses, because otherwise the best Oracle is an archetype Oracle. Because you don't get the penalties, at least not very high, and you get other abilities because you have another class that isn't just the feats. Mystery benefit for time. Time passes more swiftly for you than it does for those around you, enabling you to cover more distance in what others perceive as the same amount of time. You gain a plus 10-foot status bonus to your speed. At 6th level, this increases to a 15-foot status bonus. At 10th level, this increases to a 20-foot status bonus. At 14th, 25, 18th, 30. Your disjointed movements make it harder for creatures to hit you as you move. You gain a plus 1 status bonus to AC against attacks made against you from reactions or free actions while you're moving. Yes, hello. Minor curse. As you draw upon your mystery, time's passage becomes more disjointed, aging, regressing, or warping you out of sync. You become enfeebled 1. In addition, you take a -2 penalty to saving throws against effects that would make you fatigued or slowed. It seems as though they based everything off of that minor curse. And ew, I don't put your paws in my mouth. And overall, I think it is a benefit for Time Oracle players, because this is just confusing. There's just so much here for the Time Oracle. Moderate curse. Time distorts further, increasing your muscular atrophy, age regression, or warping while making effects pass you by at an increased rate. The value of your enfeebled condition increases to 2, and the penalty from your minor curse increases to -3. Your status bonus to AC against attacks made against you from reactions or free actions while you're moving increases to +2. Whoop-de-doo. Nobody really cared about that. In addition, spells affecting you last less time. The duration is reduced by half to a minimum of 1 round. That's really fun if it comes into play against enemies, but more often than not, it just was a penalty. Because it fucks over buffs on you. This doesn't reduce the spell's duration for other targets affected by the same spell. Finally, all non-permanent conditions affecting you that have a duration measured in rounds, minutes, or hours have their duration reduced by half, to a minimum of 1 round. Obviously, that's beneficial. Any afflictions, such as poisons, diseases, and curses affecting you have their maximum duration, onset time, and time for each stage reduced by half. Spells, conditions, and afflictions that last until your next daily preparations last for 12 hours, or until your next daily preparations, whichever comes first. This doesn't change the duration you're temporarily immune, the rate at which you can use abilities that have a frequency, or any other features based on the passage of time. Major curse. You become so out of sync with time that it's hard for you to react, but when you do act, you do so with incredible speed. You become slowed 1, the value of your enfeebled condition increases to 3, and the penalty from your minor curse increases to -4. Time passes so much faster for you that your steps appear as a blur of motion to others. You gain a +4 status bonus to initiative rolls. Whenever you move, you're concealed while you're moving and until the start of your next turn. As normal for concealment where your location is still obvious, you can't use this concealment to hide or sneak. Your status bonus to AC against attacks made against you from reactions or free actions while you're moving increases to +4. Basically, the slowed is what sucked the most. And it's confusing. I'm actually quite glad that they changed the Time Oracle to have the penalties that it does. Because they went from super complex and confusing, needing 3 paragraphs, well, 2.5, to having just 1 paragraph. It is a great step in the correct direction. I just lament that you don't get the benefit, but the benefit really didn't counteract the losses much. You move a little bit more per round. So overall, I think that Time got a great benefit. Ash is a slight upgrade overall, and Decay is fun. So that is all I'm going to be talking about the oracles in the new book. Divine Mysteries, Intervention, Oracles, Mysteries. Thank you for spending your time with me. I'm going to keep putting out more Divine Mysteries videos and keep feeding kitties. I'm going to have a drawing for a patron set of dice at the end of the month. Well, actually the first of next month, because that's how it works every month. So if you are interested in getting this set of 9 normal pieces of a set of dice, they're these ice crystals, plus a 45mm, then you will need to be a patron of $5 or more by the end of the month, and then you'll be entered in the drawing to win it. Also, the highest level of patrons get dice every month, and can also get stuff made by me if you want, or if not, we will just bullshit. And that's also what we can do in the Discord. If you want to go to the Discord, it's in the link of it's in the description. Can you turn around? They don't want to see your butt. They've seen cat butts. They have the internet. Yeah, okay. He'll just sit on the dice for you. If you're a patron already, thank you for being here, and thank you for caring for this channel so much, and for that guy over there. If you want to see more Divine Mysteries here, War of Immortals here, thanks, bye-bye.